Good evening, my YouTube family. Tonight is actually going to be a very simple night. I had some leftover chicken pieces in my freezer and some broccoli, and I'm going to make a meal that my mama always called it chicken Divan. Usually she would use her leftover turkey come Thanksgiving for this. So it's really simple. It's broccoli pieces and chicken or turkey pieces, whatever you decide. You can put some onions with this if you want to. I'm actually going to be adding some green onions on the side, bunching onions as a side part for this for us. So the cream sauce is very simple. You just need, and this recipe I'm going to tell you is go based by your family size, go based by your preference. So I'm going to start out with 1 full pack of cream cheese, and I'm going to melt this down with this mix here. This is a 1/2 cup of heavy cream and a 1/2 cup of water, 1-on-1, making this less of a fatty cream base and more like a 1/2 and 1/2. I normally would just, you can add heavy cream period if you want, you can add milk if you want. I'm just lessening the fat content by going 1-on-1, 1/2 heavy cream, 1/2 water. And I'll be using a 1/2 cup of this mix in with this cream cheese at the beginning just to get it started on being melted. I have my oven set for 350 because I'm going to bake this afterwards. So I'm just going to turn this down on a medium low so I can cook it down slowly. I have a 1/2 pack open over here. Should I find that I want some more sauce, I'm going to see what this does first. And that's why I said this is not an actual recipe out there. This is just based by a recipe I grew up with my mom. Now I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of this milk mix. And I'm going to melt this cream cheese down. This will let me know where my sauce base is at this point for the amount of chicken and broccoli that I have. Again, I make more normally because it gives my husband something for lunch the next day and something he can eat without having to go out and try to find something to eat. So he's been doing this for about a year now and kind of got accustomed to it. So all he has to do is reheat and eat at work. I'm just going to go ahead and break this down, and I'm going to come back after this sauce is melted down here, and then I'll show you my next steps. Okay, so now my cream sauce is creamed. I added another 2 ounces, so I have a total of 6 ounces of cream cheese and 1 cup of my homemade 1/2 and 1/2. If you find that this sauce is too thick, you can always add some more to thin it out. Right now, this seems pretty good to me, so I am going to also add at this time a 1/2 cup of finely grated Parmesan cheese. I now have this also on low because you do not want this to burn. I may go ahead and just add a little bit more cream to this, thin it out just a bit. And that'll do it. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. cracked black pepper to taste, along with salt. So salt and pepper to your preference. There's my pepper. Now I'm going to add my salt. And then I'll bring you over to show you what this sauce looks like. I love these pantry challenges, and you may find that Three Rivers is going to come out with theirs now, and they usually will do this pantry challenge from all of January to February. But as far as us on this homestead, we'll go as far as till we can get really low. And our goal this year is to do that so that we can replenish our freezers, our pantries, and everything. Basically starting over. We need a good restart around here anyways. So I'm going to continue to keep shopping in our homestead. And as I do, I'm going to make meals with you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off right now. Beautiful. I'm going to bring you over to show you what this sauce looks like and how it should look before it gets ready to be put in our baking dish. Okay, so here we have our cream sauce. It's just a nice creamy base. Really simple. You can, if you wanted to, add a little bit of wine flavor to this. I'm not doing it. I'm just kind of keeping it simple tonight. So this is what you're looking for. Kind of on the thick side, but not too thick. So I'm going to set you up again and show you what we do next to finish this dish up and then put it in the oven. So earlier today, I pre-baked another spaghetti squash. Usually when we were growing up, Mama would actually serve this over a bed of pasta. So instead of pasta, I'm keeping it low carb, and we're going to be using our spaghetti squash again. I'm going to take our sauce and I'm going to pour it into our chicken and broccoli mix. Then I'm going to mix this up very well. And you can add, like I said, you can make up as much as you need for your family. What I have here will probably, for 2 people, is crazy, but this will probably feed about 4 to 6 people. But again, we use the leftovers, so. Now I'm going to move this aside for just a minute. And so inside of my bowl, I have my bits of chicken I showed you. I have my broccoli, and now I have my cream sauce, and I'm just going to blend this all together really well. Hubby likes it where it actually has sauce. I've made this before where it didn't have enough sauce, so I now make sure that I have plenty. And now this is mixed together. The baking dish where I have my spaghetti squash in, I'm going to top this mix on top of it. So I'm now going to bring this over, take my broccoli and chicken mix and just place it right on the top. And all that sauce is going to also go down to that spaghetti squash. Spread it out evenly. get all this creaminess out of this bowl as well. These are one of those quick night meals. And now that I have this spread out, I'm now going to sprinkle some paprika on top. Ooh, yeah, I said sprinkle, not dump. I like a little casserole with my paprika. And now I'm just going to stick it in the oven and let it heat up thoroughly. This should take anywhere about 10 to maybe 15 minutes at the most. So I'm going to pop this in the oven now. And I'm going to let this bake until it's heated through. Once it's heated through, I will have it plated and I will show you what the final plating looks like. And it is finished. This casserole here, like I said, my mama always called it turkey Divan, and I'll give you a brief history on this meal that was a childhood memory of mine. When we grew up, Mama had a family of 5, 3 of us siblings, and then her and my daddy. And in times with raising all of us, it was hard on Mom. So she would always try to find economy meals that would serve and accommodate her family. So when it came to Thanksgiving, she actually loved it because she would have that extra turkey, the leftovers from it. She would take and buy an inexpensive package of frozen broccoli, a couple packs of cream cheese, a little bit of milk and seasoning, and a cheap, inexpensive box of pasta. And this is the meal that she would create for us. Well, today, I still like this dish, but I had to improvise it to accommodate my husband. So we could still have my childhood memory, but in a form that suits us. So I figured I would share this meal with you. It's a very quick, simple meal, inexpensive basically still to this day, based on the prices that everything is now. So I hope you enjoy this. Now I will say the one thing I did forget to say is before I put the ingredients in this baking dish, I did lightly grease it. So I used a cooking spray, lightly sprayed it. So I'm going to show you the next pic will be the pic of our finished dish. And I will be right back. And this is the finished product. So I really do hope you enjoy this. I'm actually enjoying the fact of trying to interact with each and every one of you. I am so glad that I found that the coleslaw recipe has helped many and that they thoroughly enjoy it. Like I said, there are some meals I am looking to go through our freezer, coming up with creative ways, even if it means having a casserole, a chicken casserole dish like this to make. It's kind of like Mama in our old times trying to make up casseroles with tuna casserole. So I am using what we have in our freezer, utilizing them for really good wholesome meals. So until next time, hope you enjoyed this. I will put the recipe in the description box below for you. And if you don't mind to keep us rolling, to keep that algorithm flowing on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe button if you like what we're doing here. So until next time, much love from Carrie and Parton's Heritage Homestead.